Hi, everyone. I'm Elizabeth. As Daniel said, I am with a worldwide tour operator based in the US called Ker Downey. And yeah, I am not an expert in AI. But I am here. I'm really excited to share how we at Ker Downey have been using AI to tell our brand story to a wider audience. We're going to talk about successes, and we're going to talk about failures, because let's face it, there are many. And we're going to talk about how we can use AI to enhance our messaging without sacrificing humanity. Because let's face it, what we do in travel is all about humanity, who we are as people, and how we transform other people's lives. So I thought first we could define what we're talking about. What is AI? Now I'm going to need some audience participation here. I want you guys to shout out examples of AI in everyday life, not the stuff on the computer. We'll talk about that, but everyday life. No, we'll talk about that. No. What? Maps, GPS. Google Translate. Alexa, Siri, your Fitbit tracker, your phone facial recognition system, fraud detection at the bank. What? Google Maps, definitely. Your Netflix recommendations, your social media algorithm. These are all examples of AI in everyday life. So if AI is all around us, then why is there such a big fuss right now? It's because of this. Yeah, ChatGPT. So ChatGPT broke the scene in late 2022 and really changed the game in how we interact with AI. Okay, I'm gonna take another step back. Another audience participation, ready? Raise your hand if you still write all of your marketing content from scratch. Awesome, you guys are awesome. Okay, raise your hand if you dabbled in it. You know, like a tagline here, a rewrite there. Anyone dabbling? Yeah, okay. Who uses it a lot? I'm raising my hand. Cool, okay. Get a sense of the temperature, where we are and who uses it. So, that said, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my personal journey. I have a background in communication and journalism, as well as nonprofit development. I have written a lot of news articles, a lot of grant applications, and when I started in travel almost 12 years ago, I started as a marketing writer. That's all I did. My job was to write property descriptions, sample itineraries, region pages, and you know what? Sometimes it took me I only got like 2 or 3 assignments done in a single day, because it took a lot of time to compile all that information, put it into the brand voice. But guess what? That job no longer exists, because we can now generate property pages in less than 2 minutes. But here's the deal, guys. Even though that job no longer exists, it doesn't mean that AI replaced me. I'm still here. And this is why AI can't replace you. Okay, for this first example, I'm going to do a little example of why AI can't replace you, and it comes from our own Daniel. Daniel was trying to create this kind of archaeological journey through Central America, and he was doing all this research on archaeological sites. He put them all into ChatGPT, and he said, hey, put together an itinerary for me based on these sites. Oh, I'm going to move. This is what it gave him. I do not know anyone here that would put some of their clients in some of those places. But this is happening a lot. We get a lot of these ChatGPT requests that we are just baffled by, that we then have to fix, because our expertise still matters. Okay, another reason why ChatGPT cannot replace you. It hallucinates. Did you know that if it doesn't know the answer to a question, and you ask that question over and over again, it's going to give you a fake answer. It's going to make something up. In fact, many studies have shown that AI is inaccurate more than half the time. Your expertise still matters. Also bias. So AI only knows what data is being fed to it. But if that data is incomplete or not representative of the whole, it will introduce a bias or a distortion of the facts. So a fun example that I love is that locals in London got so fed up with tourists coming to their favorite restaurants that they flooded bad restaurants with good reviews to get the tourists away. Your expertise still matters. Now, while AI cannot replace you, it can help you. I'm listing a bunch of stuff here. We'll go into some of it in a bit, but my favorite is this last one, that it levels the playing field for smaller businesses, like us. So we might have a big brand name, but we are a small family-owned company of less than 30 people. And AI has freed up our time to work on more strategic projects. In fact, according to Salesforce, digital marketers estimate that AI saves them at least 5 hours a week. That's an hour a day, guys, and your time is valuable. Okay, so what I want you to do then is I want you to stop thinking about AI as your replacement. And I want you to start thinking about it as your intern. Now, just like any intern, especially like a super gung-ho Gen Z intern, no offense, like you're awesome, but you need to give them very clear and very specific instructions. And you always have to check their work, always. Okay. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples of how we use our AI intern at Ker Downey. First and foremost, and I hope all of you consider using it for content creation and copywriting. We use 2 programs for this. Now, there are many, many out there. There's ChatGPT, Claude is super popular, Perplexity, DeepSeek. I just learned about a new one this weekend called Guide Geek just for travel. Debbie, I'm going to use that. I don't know where you are, but I'm going to use it. So there are new applications every single day. But for us, we use ChatGPT and Perplexity. ChatGPT we use for general content distillation into our brand voice. We use it to break up content in clear ways, like press releases. We use it to jumpstart and optimize our writing projects. We even use it as a strategic brainstorming partner. So if we have an idea, we'll set it to AI and we'll say, give me 40 hard questions about this. So that by the time we're ready to launch it, we know that it is airtight. And then one of my favorite things is we've actually used AI to conduct a brand audit. So we asked it, tell me about Ker Downey. How does its brand identity compare to others in the same space? It was able to break down where we stand in terms of our experiences, our luxury accommodation options, our sustainability and social responsibility. It broke it all down so that we could see where we could enhance our messaging. So that's how we use ChatGPT. Perplexity we use for more current research and information. So fun fact, ChatGPT 3.5, the free version, has a knowledge cutoff of September 2021. It cannot process data beyond that point. The new version, again, these are the free versions. You can pay for better. But the new version of ChatGPT 4 has a knowledge cutoff of December 2023. So if I'm looking for something relevant, I'm going to put this into a real-world example. Say, for instance, you got a client texting you on a Saturday night, and they're interested in the Guatemala Kite Festival. You know nothing about the Guatemala Kite Festival. You know that Adriana's home with her family, and Jimmy is half a bottle of Zabata in after a bunch of golf with his kids, and they are going to be no help to you. They're not going to answer. What are you going to do? Are you going to Google and try and research and spend a lot of time on this? Or are you going to let AI kind of help? So I did this. I put into Perplexity, tell me about the Kite Festival in Guatemala, when and where does it take place, how can I experience it, what should I know in advance before traveling? Now, I know you're not going to be able to see this, but this is what it sent me. Now, I do know something about the Guatemala campus. We sent clients there. We have a blog post about it. I was able to generally say, oh, this isn't bad. I'm not going to copy and paste it to a client, but I am going to take what I learned from here, send them some information to know that I'm in their corner, so they'll come Monday morning. We will send off an itinerary request. So that's how we use content creation and copywriting. The next thing we use is a program called SEMrush for SEO optimization. So SEMrush has this really cool writing assistant, an SEO writing assistant, and meta description creator, both of which that use AI to ensure that what real users are Googling, all of our content is relevant to what they are actually searching for. That's been really instrumental to stay relevant in the digital space. Next, we use a digital assistant, and I hope you all are using this too. We are a fully remote team, which is kind of how we are in the travel field these days. And once upon a time, we would send out. We rely on our product trainings. I schedule a lot of product trainings, and we would rely on just the recording. We'd send it out, Hail Mary, hope you guys watch it. Now, with applications like Otter AI or AI Note Taker in Zoom, you can send a transcription of what happened and highlight the key points that you want them to remember. Next, we use AI for data analysis and predictive analytics. The new iteration of Google Analytics GA4 actually uses AI to identify how website users will behave in the future. So that means that we're learning more about our customers and which ones we should target through digital marketing to achieve our goals. And finally, and now I know this is not exhaustive, these are just kind of the top 5. Integration. There's a program called Zapier. I know many of you may have heard of it, but it connects get out of the way. It connects our website with our email marketing system. It automates those repetitive tasks so that we can free up our time. It can even link to Access and a link to your email marketing system. It's really great and has really helped our marketing team avoid repeating those tasks. So, we are in a new landscape. And we're still navigating it. We're learning something new every day. But what we know is that AI is here to stay, and it's changing the travel landscape in profound ways. First of all, we are seeing many of our inquiries come from ChatGPT. Somehow, folks are finding Ker Downey through AI. And now this is a whole other, if you guys want to talk about this, I'm happy to talk about it later. We don't have any time. We could talk an hour about how that is affecting SEO and how people are finding you on the web. Next, again, we're seeing a lot more ChatGPT-generated itineraries that we then have to fix. And also, we have to think a lot harder about privacy and confidentiality, because if you ask AI enough times, it could potentially go and get that client's credit card information or that staff member's salary information if you do not have the proper privacy boundaries in place. And last, we've had to do a hard self-audit on the environmental impact of AI. It may not seem like it, but AI is very resource heavy. But one of my favorite travel tech consultants named Haslina, who's also in Colorado with me, gave a really cool example that's filled with hope. And it comes out of crypto. I don't know anything about crypto, but Bitcoin mining is also it uses a lot of energy consumption. But people in the Netherlands have actually built greenhouses to ensure that that energy goes to growing food. So there's hope in this industry. Okay, wrapping up. In conclusion, AI applications can do a lot of the heavy lifting for your business, but they're not perfect. And it's important to understand what they can and cannot do. As of right now, AI typically cannot think creatively, show empathy, offer critical thinking, or operate without human intervention. Some worry that AI is going to take their jobs and leave them behind in the future, but I'm here to tell you that I don't think that's going to happen. Not in our industry, an industry that has human connection at its core. What AI can help you do is save time and generate ideas. This means you can free up your schedule to focus on strategic, high-level ways to move your business forward. AI has the potential to be a strategic complement in the humanized hospitality industry. We shouldn't be afraid to use it to save time, stay on brand, and simplify our workflow, all while keeping our humanity intact. Thank you.